These 4 east-facing houses on quarter-acre blocks are an iconic microcosm of the golden age of growth and improvement in Australia following the difficult decades of the Great Depression and the Second World War. Aussie Street is typical of many suburban subdivisions created on the fringes of our capital cities and regional towns to house families, including many returned servicemen and women, as well as migrants. These were the places where the vast majority of the baby boom generation were raised. My experience growing up during those years in suburban Bicton in WA strongly informed Aussie Street, but its details are more modelled on Melbourne's northern and western suburbs. But many of you will recognise your own neighbourhood and residents in the story. So let's get to know the residents of Aussie Street. Fred and Hilda are a married couple with no kids at number 1. Fred's unmarried sister, Ethel, shares the house and is a volunteer secretary in the local Catholic parish. Fred is a printing press worker at the Herald Sun newspaper and drives to work each day in his new sky blue FJ Holden, which is parked in the garage when he's not working on projects. Both the car and the workshop are as clean as Hilda's kitchen. Fred also maintains a seasonal veggie garden down the back, while Hilda grows tulips out the front and tends her beloved Barnevelde chooks. She actually comes from Barneveld. They met in the aftermath of the Second World War. She was virtually a refugee, and Fred brought his young bride back to Australia. Her washing on the Hills Hoist clothesline is always spotless. Harold and Marge are a married couple with kids, Graham, Lucy and Gerald, who were all born in the local hospital. Harold is a clerk at Myer department store, and with his staff discount is the first in the street to buy a TV. The neighbours came over to sit and watch the test pattern when they first got it. Outside there are many of the same things as next door, the car and the carport, the veggie garden, the fruit trees down the back, the Hills Hoist, the ornamental front garden. But Harold's not practical like Fred, and Marge has her hands full maintaining domestic standards with 3 kids to look after. She mostly manages by sending them out to play in the yard or on the street and look after baby Gerald. Sid and Sue live at number 3 with their tribe of 5 kids, Brian and his sisters, plus a Doberman dog that is constantly digging up what little garden and lawn there is. Sid is a backyard mechanic, and Sue is the only woman in Aussie Street with a driver's licence, or at least this part of Aussie Street. Brian sleeps on the back veranda and his sisters share the bedrooms. Sue and the kids regularly visit her folks on a soldier settler farm in the sticks. To bring a bit of the farm back to town, she plants a red gum in the backyard. On one of Sue's visits away, Marge next door sees Sid pashing with a young female customer and thinks she should tell Sue, but doesn't get around to it. Mario and Angela are from Sicily.
La vita è bella.
They bought number 4 after living in an ex-army migrant camp for several years. They have 3 kids. The oldest, Dino, acts as an interpreter for his mother when she has to go to the doctor. Mario and Angela both ride their bicycles to the shoe factory, where they regularly do double shifts. Mario has the largest veggie garden and orchard in the street, as well as pigeons and rabbits. Marge, at number 2, complains about the pigeons shitting on her washing. Out the front, where you would expect an ornamental garden, they have an olive grove and strange herbs. Oh. And there's a goat tethered in the backyard to keep the grass down. The clothesline is just fencing wire with a prop stick. Only 20% of Aussie Street is under roof or paved, but there are as many people as most modern wall-to-wall suburbs. The floor area per person works out about the same as a tiny house each, but way more efficient. Time away from home is mostly work and school. No one has heard of greenhouse gas emissions, but retrospective estimates by those that lived through those years suggest it's about 30% of 2010 averages.